All right, so what we have here, we have a problem that deals with the combination formula. So a fan of country music plans to make a custom CD with 20 of her 30 favorite songs. How many different combinations of 20 songs are possible? Is it practical to make a different CD for each possible combination? So someone had a question about how to solve equations using factorials. So once you set up the formula, n choose r, n CR, is n factorial over n minus r factorial times r factorial. When you plug in those numbers into those letters, you get 30 factorial divided by 30 minus 20 factorial times 20 factorial. So this is where we're going to start. So let's actually write everything out. In other words, let's expand everything. All right, so basically, let me change my pen here. We have 30 factorial divided by 30 minus 20 factorial times 20 factorial. Okay, so to clean this up a little bit, well, 30 factorial, well, we can just leave that where it's at right now. And then on the bottom, 30 minus 20, well, that gives you a 10 factorial. And then you also have the 20 factorial left over. All right, so if you know your definition of factorial, basically it's the number times all the numbers that are underneath it, or the ones that are smaller than it. So in other words, 30 factorial can actually be rewritten. Let me just write it out again. And I'm not going to have enough room for it, unfortunately, but hopefully you'll be able to see the idea. So 30 factorial is the same thing as 30 times 29 times 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, all the way down to 1. Okay, like I said, I'm running out of room, but hopefully you'll see the pattern. And then divided by, well, 10 factorial is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And then multiplied by 20 factorial, which is 20 times 19 times 18 times all the way down to 1. All right, now let's think about this. You got numbers on the top divided by numbers on the bottom. Well, let's clean this up even further. If you think about the numbers on the top, 30 factorial goes all the way down to 1, and then one particular number on the bottom, 20 factorial, 20 goes all the way down to 1. So if you think about it, the numbers on the top, like 30 factorial, when you hit 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 times 16, and so on and so forth, those numbers right there will actually cancel with the numbers 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 times 16 on the bottom. So once all that stuff cancels out, see, all that stuff down here, or I'm sorry, up there, will actually cancel out with 20, 19, 18, and all the way down to 1 right there. So what you would have on the top now, hopefully I have enough room for this, 30 times 19, goodness, I don't know where 19 came from, I apologize. 30 times 29 times 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, and then 21. Because remember, 20, 19, 18, so on and so forth, on the top all canceled out with the 20, 19, 18, and so forth on the bottom. But remember, we still have this 10 factorial left over here. So it's all divided by 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. All right. So you can go ahead and plug that into your calculator. You're going to get probably a really big number. But what I will do, I will use a calculator online. All right. So let's see here. Give me just a second. Okay, that's not the correct one. So roughly, once you do all that calculation, you should get around the ballpark of, let's see here, 30,045,000. So around the ballpark, 30,045,015. Okay. Now, if you have a scientific or a graphing calculator, generally they would actually have it written in a scientific notation. So around the ballpark, this is kind of what it may look out to be. So 3.00, that's a decimal right there, 45015 times 10 to the 7th, or how actually calculators would display it as 3.0045015 E7. Okay, remember that E right there is just calculator language for that times 10 part. Okay, so when you deal with combinations, well, specifically factorials, when you deal with factorials, the best thing to do is actually cancel some stuff out on the top with stuff on the bottom, and it makes your life a whole lot easier. It also gives you a lot less work on the calculator's part. So, as always, guys, let me know if you have any questions of any kind. I'm very happy to help. Until next time, take it easy.